Hello Libras, welcome in, welcome back, welcome to my channel. I am Lisa and this is North Star Energy Healing. Doing these readings a little bit differently. Somebody told me that I should show my face so people can feel my energy and all of the effort and love that I put into my readings. I don't know if anybody's going to like that or not, but what I'm going to do right now is I did October and then I said I'd be back for mid-October. So this is going to be mid-October to the end of October and then the month of November. So it's going to be basically around a six week tarot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some oracles and one tarot deck for mid to the end of October, and then I'm going to pull more oracles and use a completely different tarot deck for the month of November. Now, I'm doing this so that I can give myself some time. I signed up for a class so that I can learn some more things and maybe enhance what I do for all of you, and just for enrichment for myself. It's something that I want to do for myself. So if I'm blinking a lot, it's because there's a light shining right in my face. And I don't usually have to do that because I usually do this at around 7 in the morning. But it's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon right now. So the light coming in the window is screwing up the camera, the image. So I had to move some things around. All right, let's see. What didn't I say? Please do give the video a thumbs up. It really helps my videos to move around. Also want to let you know, I don't know which videos I've said this on, but I did finally get a TikTok channel. It's capital NSEH for North Star Energy Healing, 207 for the area code of Maine, _ tarot. So NSEH 207 _ tarot, if you're interested in checking that out. I put really short videos on that channel, but during my hiatus from YouTube, I'm probably still going to put TikTok videos up because it's quick. It's like 1 minute to 3 minutes or something. So I can do a couple of those and still have time to do the other stuff that I'm wanting and needing to do, so to speak. Okay, what else? Do want to tell you that October 21st is the new Beaver Moon in Libra, your sign. So around the 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st, 22, 23, around for a week, either side of that new moon, you could be feeling really imbalanced, especially you. Really the balance, the fairness, the equity, the equality that you like around that new moon. And then on November 5th is going to be the full Beaver Moon in Taurus. Now, I think on my other video, I said the full hunt or the new Hunter's Moon or something like that. But, you know, these moons have lots of names, actually. And I think mostly the Native Americans chose those names. Okay. November 5th, full Beaver Moon in Taurus. Very different energy than Libra, right? Kind of headstrong, a little bullish, a little stubborn. So maybe around this full moon in Taurus on November 5th, you may be feeling like, I want to stand my ground and I want to do things my way. And then on November 20th, the new cold moon in Scorpio. I think that's so funny, cold moon in Scorpio. I've dated a couple of Scorpios in my dating history, and they were not very forthcoming about their feelings. They had certain talents in certain areas, but being emotional wasn't one of them. So I think it's funny that the full cold moon is in Scorpio on November 20th. Okay, without further ado. So for the last part of October, oh, now I've got to contend with that light doing that. Okay. The Halloween Oracle is what I'm using for the Oracle card for the end of October for you all. Well, for all the signs. And the card that you have, Libra, is Mummy, Change. I mean, it is a beautiful card, right? I believe that's probably the moon back there, although it could be the moon or the sun. The mummy has a beautiful type of maybe Mayan neckwear and upper arm wear or whatever. I don't know if it's Mayan, but it's Egyptian maybe. I don't know. Were the Mayans in Egypt? I don't even know. I'm so geographically you know, I'm only human, right? This is not AI generated. This is actually me talking. Okay, So, whatever I was saying, never mind. Okay, so when you get mummy, should you pull the moaning mummy card from the deck, know that change is inevitable, and no matter how hard you try, things will not be preserved exactly the same way, Libras, right? The card indicates that this change will be for the better. The endings, the closed doors, the barriers, this is just a healthy pause and an indication that a change of tactics is needed. You are not cursed. You have just developed a pattern. You can take control and change it. Okay? So, October, bringing in some change, changing of patterns, things that you've done that maybe over and over and have had the same result. Just it could be change in anything, your job, your business, your finances, or even your attitude about something, right? But definitely some change is coming in. All right. Also, using my little tea leaf oracle cards. These are so cute. I really love them, but the deck is huge and I have to shovel it in. Sorry. I have to shuffle it in two different, I'll show you. I can't believe I said shovel. See, it's big, too big. So I literally split the deck in half, and I'm using half for October and the other half for November. Oh my gosh. I'm not starting this video over. You're just going to have to deal with my foibles. Okay. So the first card out you got is Pineapple, Reconciliation. Reconciliation. Pineapples typically indicate friendship. A lot of times the pineapple is the symbol of friendship. You see it on doormats, welcome mats, towels, things like that. So pineapple, friendship and reconciliation. Maybe that's the change that's coming in. Maybe there's somebody that you needed to take a break from that you're going to reconcile with. Maybe you're reconciling your finances, literally. Could be anything, right? Reconcile. Means a lot of things. Horse, short journey. Maybe the reconciliation takes place when you take a little trip to see somebody, right? Could be. But I found it very funny that right after short journey came long journey. Elephant. A long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. So Libras, I don't know what's going on with the journeying for you, short or long. The elephant card with the long journey could also be, because it could be a journey that's not in the physical. Maybe you're literally going on a shaman journey or taking an ayahuasca weekend. They actually have that in Maine where I live. There is a company that does ayahuasca journeys. I would love to do it, but I'm a little bit scared to do it as well. So anyway, could be a mental journey for you. And then you have Sun. Happiness and well-being. Isn't that a beautiful card? Happiness and well-being. So you have pineapple, reconciliation or friendship. Horse, short journey. Elephant, long journey, physical or mental, and you're going to feel better and wiser at the end. Following that is happiness or well-being. I love that. I love that for you, Libras. That's a beautiful message, even though I'm having trouble spitting it out, so to say. All right, so using the Gilded Tarot, the Gilded Tarot Royale, to be exact, my favorite go-to deck. I love a lot of my decks, but this is just the deck that I really resonate with. It's the deck that really broke me into my connection with reading tarot, my connection to spirit, because I had tried a few decks. Look, I got to show you that. Can you see that card just flipped over right in there? I believe it is, the Hanging Man. The Hanging Man. Okay, seeing things with a different perspective, in a different perspective, allowing yourself to be exactly who you are. Oh my gosh. Again, with the flipping cards. Okay, so the first card you got was the Page of Swords. That's a communication card. That could go along right with that reconciliation, right? Or that short journey or long journey or, mental journey or what have you. Okay. All right, let's take these in the order in which they came. Oh my gosh, I hate to see myself in the camera. Isn't that terrible? I'm always telling people to feel comfortable in your own skin, and I don't even feel comfortable. I mean, I do, as long as the camera's not pointing at me. Oh, gosh. Okay. Why am I going on about that? Persiflaging on, as my friend Blossom Goodchild says. Okay, Page of Swords. So pages are novices. They're the knight's helper. They're not quite sure of the next step, or they feel sure of the next step and then they go ahead and do something that they're not fully prepared for. They're also messengers, and this card especially. There are 2 pages in the deck that have birds. This page has 2 blue jays. And as a matter of fact, right before I started doing this, on my porch I hung some suet, and it's been hanging there for about 2 weeks. And I just said to my husband the other day, no birds are coming to get that. But when we hang it out on a tree, the raccoons get it or the squirrels get it. So anyhow, right before I did this, a blue jay came and was just perched there, was eating. He came back 2 or 3 times, and I was just watching him do that. So anyhow, so really 3 blue jays, right? The 2 blue jays in the card and the one that I saw. Wonder if blue jay has a special significant meaning for you. Definitely let me know if it does. So, Page of Swords. This could be literally a message from your ancestors trying to get through. It could be some communication like that. It could also be communicating what you're going to do next, or somebody is helping you with communication about that. I'm really feeling like this card does have to do with communicating, either you communicating out what you're going to do next, like maybe an announcement or something like that, or somebody is trying to communicate with you about something that you're going to do. I don't know why I feel that, but that's what I feel. I trust my guides. So obviously that's true for somebody. I mean, this is a collective reading, so it's not going to resonate with all. The Hanging Man. So this is feeling comfortable in your own skin and seeing things in a different perspective, right? He's hanging there, his money's falling out, his arms are wide open and accepting. But also when you hang upside down, everything looks different. So possibly you have to see something in a different perspective to understand it more, right? And then the very next one is another page. So, and this is the Page of Pentacles. So same type of message, right? This has a peacock. Peacocks are from the bird family, but I don't really, anyway, take it as you will. So this guy, pentacles have to do with how you earn your living, your money, what you do to pay your bills, right? So this is saying he's holding that pentacle. It's very bright and shiny. He's not holding on to it with a lot of force. And because pages are kind of novices or they're new at what they're doing, these 2 pages, let me tune into this for a minute. I'm sorry, you're seeing the top of my head, the back, the side, because I just want to look and feel into this. The 2 pages, the swords and the pentacles, what you do in the physical and what you're thinking. So that's head and heart, right? Your physical and your thoughts, as it's like as above, so below. And right in between that is that card telling you to be yourself, right? Telling you to accept yourself, telling you maybe to see things in a different perspective. I do feel, Libras, like this does have something to do with either a job, a project, or something at your workplace that you're doing that's new to you. Maybe you've been promoted to a different position and you're still new at it. You're still learning it. So tune into your gut, listen to your guides, see if there are some messages out there for you regarding that. And then you have the King of Cups. Okay, this is a softer masculine energy, water sign masculine energy. This is a king who has mastered his emotions, but he's a little bit bored with his relationship. So a lot of times when I get that card, I'm kind of saying that the advice is do something out of the blue with your partner, your spouse, your lover, your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever that is. Do something that will surprise them, right? So either you or they are a little bit bored lately, things seem mundane, or you're spending too much time at work, or they are. Okay, so, all right. Knight of Pentacles. I do love this, especially with that message we got about the pages. Now, this is very slow moving forward. With your physical, with your job, with your money, with your finances. I mean, it can mean a few things, but I think in this reading, either a new job you started, a new job, something you applied for, and they're saying, oh, you can't start for 3 weeks, or it's something that you're doing in your own business that you really thought you'd already have it going by now. And so you're a little frustrated because it's not going as fast as you wanted it to. Well, hello to humanness. Right? We always, especially nowadays, want instant gratification. I have this idea, now I want to see it in action. But in between there is the work of the pages. Oh, you can't see the cards. I'll show. In between getting it done, this Ten of Wands is the action of the pages, right? Where we may need to learn and do a little bit more work. It may be going slow at first, but look, you're going to get there. You're going to get it done, because this Ten of Wands, action and passion are wands, fire signs, etc. But tens are completion. So you will complete that and start something new, because tens reduce to a 1, right? So new beginning in something. Not as much as an ace, but, or the Fool, but it is a new beginning nonetheless. Okay, so, and remember, at the end, I'm going to face the camera down to all of the cards, and I'm going to go over them. This is already a lot longer than I expected. But yeah, definitely Libra, something going on at the end of October. Maybe you're getting ready to do something new, start something new, launch something new in November. So we'll see what comes out for November. Your animal oracle is squirrel. That's 35. That's an 8. That's mastery and infinity. I love that picture. So cute. Plan for the future and accumulate resources. Plan for the future and accumulate resources. Okay, so this could be saying that you're going to need to accumulate some more things before you actually move forward with whatever this idea is. Definitely feels like, well, it like another example, because I know there's a lot of different people watching. If you are an artist, a painter, a musician, a writer, even an influencer, or whatever it is you do, this can all be pointing towards a message about that, right? Whatever the next thing is. Okay, let me pause the camera and get the new decks out for November. All right, hang on, hang tight. Okay, here we go. So, from the Tea Leaf Oracle, because we're not doing the Halloween card because we're doing November. So here we are, November. First card out is Tent, which is a temporary situation. Temporary situation. So in November, something is going to be coming around that's temporary. I'm trying to feel into that and see. I feel like it has something to do with a person. Possibly in November, somebody is going to ask you if they can stay with you temporarily. That's kind of what I'm feeling. Stay with you, or use... Oh, Spirit, you got to be more clear. Use the space, or stay... I don't know. It's got something to do. I'm not getting 100% clear, because it's probably different for a lot of you. But there's something to do with a temporary situation with a person who's needs your help or needs to stay with you, or I'm not sure. I don't see it as a money thing, but more as they need your space. They need something to do with that. Okay. Gong, an exciting event. Wow. An exciting event in November. Could it be Thanksgiving? For some of us, maybe. An exciting event is going to happen in November, Libras. I love that. And then you have Broken Bridge, an unsuccessful outcome to a problem. An unsuccessful outcome to a problem. Okay, Spirit. Very different messages there. Well, November is 4 weeks, right? It's 30 days. Temporary situation with a person, an exciting event happens, and then there's an unsuccessful outcome to a problem. Hopefully that doesn't mean that the person asked to stay with you for 2 weeks and then their apartment falls through. I hope that isn't it. Well, if at first you don't succeed, try again, right? I mean, what else can we say? And then hammock, taking a vacation physically or mentally. Oh my goodness. So it looks like this temporary situation in November leads up to some sort of exciting event, but then there's an unsuccessful outcome to a problem that means you need to take a mental vacation. I'm sorry, it's not funny, right? How does that, I mean, you did get some things about short trip, long trip, reconciliation, happiness, and well-being in October. So I feel like 6 weeks, maybe a little roller coastery for you. All right, well, change, right? It happens all the time. So I was shuffling this deck to clear it and get it ready for you. And as I finished shuffling, a card flew out on the table, and Spirit said, keep the card. All right, it's a 5 of Pentacles. What do we know about the 5 of Pentacles? That it's when you feel in lack, you're missing something, you're looking at someone else and saying, why can't it be like that? Or you feel out in the cold. Like these people are out in the cold, right? 5s are change. This whole thing started with change, with the mummy, right? So let's not forget that. But 5 of Pentacles, so an example, I'll give you an example about myself. For 6 months or more, I've been trying to figure out how I can get the money together for a website. Not get it together, I have it. How I can justify spending money getting a website so that I can offer my readings and my hypnosis sessions. But I always say, well, we need to do this with the money instead. Like I'm always constantly, my husband is always saying, take the money and do it. Just take the money and do it. And then if he needed a website, I would spend the money on it in a heartbeat. I have a problem when it comes to spending money on myself or investing in myself. Ugh. Okay, so like you didn't need to hear that. I know I'm talking more, I guess, because I feel like I'm looking at you and feel like we're having a conversation, Libras. I am telling myself that either I'm lacking the skills or I'm lacking the money or whatever to do that. Like sometimes it feels intimidating. Like how am I going to set up a website? I'm not a tech person. So I'm doing that to myself, okay? You could be doing something similar to that. Maybe there's something that you want to do and you're saying, well, I don't think I have the money for it. Well, maybe you really do, but you don't want to take it. So I need to change my thinking on that whole website thing. I need to find a techie person that can help me out with all this stuff. Because my favorite reader, Minnow Pond Tarot, he has 3 different cameras. So he will show a shot of himself at his table, like doing the cards, and then he has a camera next to him, so then he'll hold the card up to the camera, but it seamlessly switches through. He's got this box where he can switch cameras. It's so cool. And then he has another view that's over the cards. So throughout his video, he will switch to looking at him, showing a card, showing all the cards. I love that. But can I do that? Well, at this point in time, no, but maybe someday. Okay, Libras. All right, we finally have the cards. Oh my gosh, 2 aces. Yeah, something. Okay, so remember, this is November. The first card out we talked about already, the 5 of Pentacles. Don't talk yourself out of doing something if you really feel in your gut that it's something you need to do, okay? Don't let yourself feel out in the cold. Sometimes we want to belong to a certain group. Like me right now, here's another example. I really want to join a book club. I love to read. I live out in Shapley. Are there book clubs? Yes. Do I want to drive to Portland? No. So I let myself feel kind of down and out about it, right? Feeling like I'm out in the cold. Why does everybody else get to do this and I don't? I don't really say that. I'm just giving you an example. So out in the cold can feel like that. It could feel really somebody maybe giving you the cold shoulder. It could have something to do with the temporary situation, or the unsuccessful outcome, where you're just feeling out in the cold. Maybe somebody has shut you down or shut you out or not let you do something out in the cold. My sister, who doesn't speak to me, I'm sure she's not watching any of my videos, so I can just say it. I have two sisters. One I'm pretty close to, and the other one just hasn't spoken to me for almost 2 years. And I can't think about it too much because it's hurts. But so I'm out in the cold where that's concerned. But it's not stopping me from living my life. But when I think about it, I feel out in the cold. And then I have to pull myself back. Like, Lisa, you've done everything that you can do to repair that. You don't know why, and she doesn't want to tell you why, so there's nothing you can do. So I don't stay in that energy. When I feel it coming on, especially at the holidays, I have to pull myself out of that, right? And not let myself get sucked in. And the same thing about money. I have to pull myself out of the thought that I don't have the money and just let myself say, well, if you don't want to do it right now, don't do it. But you can if you want to. Oh my gosh, Lisa, blah, blah, blah. All right, so this is what it would be like if you got a reading from me over Zoom. We would be chatting and talking a lot. And I love it. All right, Ace of Swords and Ace of Wands. What the hell? Okay, Swords and Wands. And you had Swords and Pentacles for your pages in October. Now you have Aces of Swords and Wands in November. Something is coming, Libras. Something is coming. This is action and passion. This is truth and communication. Truth in communication. Be truthful with yourself and others, right? New beginning, truth. This is action and passion. Whatever you're passionate about, put it into action, okay? Love that. All right, and then, look at the next card, Three of Cups, celebration. Just showing you that you will get through whatever this is, with that unsuccessful outcome, with the temporary situation. It's temporary. Here you are, Libras, whether you're male or female, you're celebrating. Cups are water signs, love, nurturing, flow. Everything is going great. That's a full moon there. So remember, the full moon is on November 20th. I don't know what I did. Yes, November 20th. So November 20th, around that full moon energy could be, and Scorpio is a water sign. So, and that was that full moon in Scorpio. Yeah, could be really important for you. If you can go to a full moon celebration in November, I would say go. Spirit is saying, yes, go. Celebrate that full moon with your friends. Then you have the Chariot, more water sign energy, because the Chariot is Cancer's card. So this is also a 7. It's reflection, thinking back about the things you've done. And 2828 was on the camera clock just then. So going from the Aces to the celebration of, going from the Five of Pentacles, feeling lack, to the Aces, something new, to the Three of Cups, celebration, to the Chariot, victory. Victory, Libras, okay? So the thing about this, the Chariot card though, okay, so he is driving the Chariot with his mind, with telepathy, right? So this is kind of a thoughts become things reminder. There's no reins. Now, the other thing about this card is the horses are going in different directions. One horse seems like it's made totally out of water, and the other horse looks more like a horse in the physical, right? Oops. Yeah. Water horse. Oh, gosh. Doing that. This is fun. Try doing that in the mirror. And then you have the horse that's more in the physical. So decisions. So with this Chariot card and the victory comes a decision about what you're going to do next once you have this victory and all this stuff. Oh my goodness. I would love for you to comment and tell me. Come back to this video in mid-November and let me know, because look, Eight of Pentacles, you're working on something very diligently. You're really focused on it. You've already created some of it because it's over here, right? And you're still working really hard on what that is that you're trying to create, do. And we talked about this in the October, right? Where it was your work, right? Something with the pages and the pages. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm really super excited about this reading, Libras. Your animal oracle for November is another 5, change, it's Raven. Embrace mystery and ingenuity. The ingenuity is right here in that card, right? Because of all that hard work going in, right? And the mystery is the mystery of how we connect and how we use our intuition to know what it is that we're going to do next. And you will need to tune into that, as that Chariot card says. Okay, I'm going to pause it, face the camera down. My God, we're already at 30 minutes. Okay, hang on, let me pause. Okay, I'm going to try to be as quick as I can. The first card out was Mummy. This is change, right? Changing, believing in yourself, etc. The squirrel was be prepared, get ready and prepare. The Page of Swords and the Page of Pentacles with that hanging man in between. Being yourself, learning a little bit more about what you're about to do, communication and what's in the physical. Then you had that King of Cups. This was kind of a message that sprung in there regarding your relationship, right? Do something new, plan something fun. Then you have this Knight of Pentacles, slow moving, forward action with your business, right? And it's going to happen. You're going to get through. Maybe this Action and Passion 10 of Wands card is about doing all of this preparation, right? Prepping for what's happening in November. All right. And remember, you had the pineapple, reconciliation, the horse, short journey, the elephant, long journey, physical or mental, and then the sun, happiness and well-being. So from here up, this is October. This is November. In November, we have the tent, temporary situation. We have the gong, an exciting event. We have the broken bridge, unsuccessful outcome to a problem. We have the hammock, taking a vacation physically or mentally, which was also the elephant. So Libras, yeah, let me know. Then you had for the tarot, I'll have to move it up, 5 of Pentacles. We talked about that extensively. And then your 2 aces, going from the Page's preparation to the aces, putting it into action, seeing the fruits of your labor. The 3 of Cups, that celebration card. The Chariot, that victory card. And the 8 of Pentacles, your diligent work paying off, focusing and paying attention on that which you are creating. You. And then you have that Raven card, number 5. Embrace the mystery and the ingenuity of whatever it is that you're doing, Libras. Embrace it wholeheartedly. Okay? Peace and kindness every single day. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching.